Hello. This video it shows some added features, things that I've added over the last couple of days. I thought about and added them and tried to make it where it's going to be a little more easier to use while you're using it. To create functional tests and use it, as something to generate functional tests. I'll move this down to the bottom. As you can see, there's no test results. There's a lot of different things here, and I've added a few things as well. So I've gone ahead and created some of these so you can see what these are. And that one that has a mixture of tests. I tested by mixing multiple things because sometimes you want something that doesn't have any user response. Sometimes you don't want something with dialogue, and sometimes you do want something with dialogue and user response. So I've added where you can edit the files and create those, and I'll go ahead and just show it to you. So what I have here is a place where you can select a sequence. Normally you start out with either this or this, and you can make a whole test with all of these, as part of the test, or you can make it with all of these as part of the test, or you can, use one of those as the beginning step, and then use one of these other ones to finish the test out. This would allow you to have user response with no dialogue, and no user response with no dialogue. It makes it where you can do much more with the test. And again, you can still, edit it as you normally would. Some things like this one, you can't edit that because there's no dialogue. This one, I changed it to test two. This one has a response. Some of them don't have a response. So I'll go ahead and, but anyway, I placed these in here so you can see what the purpose of this is and how to use it. And it'll pull this up, and then all you have to do if you want to add it to your test is you just add it. So go here and say add this one, add that to the bottom of your test. And now at the bottom of your test you have one that you just added, which is that's empty. There's no dialogue for this one, but see, I don't want to add that, so I'm just going to go ahead and remove that from this test because I've already created what I want to run, and now that one's been removed. You can see it's removed over here. I'll go ahead and run some of these tests and show you that they work. I'll show you what the CSV files look like after they're finished running. These are basically the only changes that I've made to the software. So I'll go ahead and just I'll go to the functional test screen, select a file. Okay, and I'm going to just start with the serial number. As you see, it says press continue. This one does have dialogue with a response. So it's going to ask me, if it passed or failed. I'm going to say no, just to document the results. Then it's going to ask me to press a reset button, press continue. And now it's going to ask me, do I see a response? I'm going to say yes. And press continue. Okay, so it's asking for another response. Again, I'm going to say fail on that one. I'm just going to say fail. And I'm going to do another one just to show you that you can do multiple tests, and it stores them all in the same CSV file for that test. And again, all I'm doing right now is showing you the flexibility of the software, so you can choose if you want to use the software or not. I'll just say no. And I'll say no again. Okay, so I'll go to the next one, select a project. I'm gonna go through this as fast as I can. I don't want a very long video. So I'm gonna do this one. I'm gonna use a two to start out the series. It says press continue. This one has no response. So this one, it'll run the test, and then it will it'll get a pass fail from the software itself. It's asking me to do a reset button, and I'll press a reset button and press continue. And again, it'll be reading this will become the pass fail comes from the software, from the batch file or whatever, the test that's actually running. So there's another pass that's asking me to press continue. and that one's a pass. So I'll go ahead and just run it again just to show you that, I'll only do this a couple of times because the video will be too long. I just want to show you that it stores, each test within, and multiple tests on the same board in the same file. On that one, that one's already finished. So I'll go to the next one, which would be I'll go this one with no dialogue with a response. So this one will have dialogue at the very beginning to tell me what to do, and then after that, it will run the test without any dialogue. So continue. So do I hear an audio sample? I say yes, and then it just goes ahead and starts the test because it's already got everything set up. You don't have any required setup, so just run the next test. Did it open and close? I'll say yes, and now again it runs part 3. Do I hear an audio sample? I'm just going to say no. Now I'm going to run the test again, but I'm going to say it's another board. I'll just put a 5 in here. And again, this is just to show the flexibility of the software. And it's just a shell. You would be required to create your own test to test your own board. I'll just say no. And again, what I'm doing is I'm simulating calling your batch file that would test your board, your executable to test your board, or a Python script. I'm going to verify that I'm going to make sure it works with Python, executable, and batch files. That way, all you have to do is, you'll be able to send an output to a console, and it'll be able to determine if it passed or failed. The next one will be this one. And this one just runs right through the test because it should have no, I'm just going to put a 5 on this one. It should have no responses whatsoever. I shouldn't have to answer anything. The pass or fail comes directly from the test. Okay, and I'm not going to run that one again. I'll go ahead and select the one where I did a mixture. This is where I mixed and matched, and I did multiple things. I ran multiple types of tests. Let's go put a long serial number in. So this one, press continue. Okay, so now it's asking, did I hear something? I'll say yes. And I added, and asking for LEDs blinking. I'm just going to say no. Now it has something where it has dialogue where I have to move a cable and then press continue. So I tried to add that kind of feature just in case someone wanted to use that. And I'll say yes. And see, all I did, was when I was creating the file for the mixture, I just used, I used different things in here. I started out with either this one or this one. I probably either one of these, and then the rest of them I just went back and forth between these. Just to add them. You can use any of them as a mixture. I just thought I'd show that feature to you. I'll go ahead and show you the files now, so you can see what the results were. You can see the time and date stamps on these, so you can see it just created these. And the purpose of this is to show you that how it documents the tests. It's to show you the flexibility of the software. And again, I'm going to give the code away, so it's going to be free. It's just, do you want to use it or do you not want to use it? So here's one test on the same board. It performed 3 tests on that board. Then it went to the next board and I performed 3 tests on that board. It shows you, all the data you need to know, what tests were run, pass and fail results. The next one is, a different test that I ran. And again, it's, different tests. It's 3 tests per board. It gives you pass fail results based on what the response was. I won't cancel it. I'll close that yet. I'll go to this one. And again, I'm giving the software away so you can use it. You can modify it any way you want to modify it. It'd be useful for somebody. This one I just ran 1 test or 3 tests on one board. I ran the test one time. It performed 3 different tests on that same board, or it would have been a board. But so there's the results for that one. This one would have been, two separate boards. Here's the first board, and then the second board was down here. It has different results for each of those based on, what I'd selected as the results. Then here's the mixture of tests. This one had, I don't remember how many tests it ran at one time, but it looks like it ran 4 tests on one board. 4 tests on one board. Yeah, there's the results. It shows you which tests it ran and everything. So anyway, that's the updates I've made to the software. It's what I'm going to. Now I'm at a point with what I'm going to do with the software is I'm going to reduce the code to make it where you don't have to type as much. But you can see here's everything on the display from the last test I just ran. Or actually, this is all the stuff that's in the dial. This is what it's. I can go here and change this. It's not the results it does. It's what the test is programmed to do. Like if I were to change this and say, I don't know, instead of press continue on this one, turn the board off or turn the power off. Then I'd update it, and then all of a sudden it'd be power off. So you could just keep updating steps, tell it what to do, and then just it makes it. I think it makes it a lot easier for people who it'll reduce user errors. They don't have to type things. Anyway, have a good day. I'm going to upload this video, and then I'm going to start reducing code, and I'm going to try to make this. I'm going to keep testing and make sure it works. I'm going to get any bugs out of it. That way, there won't be any bugs when you get the source code. Have a good day.